What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. It's your first time stopping by the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, let me fix myself. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support, guys. Listen, I do these live streams, and I talk about a lot of funny stories. But we all laugh and joke about it now. I'm older. I learned a lot from these stories I told you, especially these dating app stories. Some of you guys find them hard to believe. A lot of you guys have never been on dating apps, and you're lucky. The story I'm going to show you took place February 25th, 2022, right? Not even a year ago. It's about this lady right here. Her name is Jalisa Edwards. She's out of South Florida. This lady's lucky to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. And so is the dude she was dating. I'm going to show you a video of what happened on their second date, their second night of knowing each other, and how crazy things can get, all in the name of love or wanting to find that special someone. In my honest opinion, I think this is what happens when you have someone with the juggernaut female trait and you have a man with the Peter Pan boy king trait. It's a recipe for disaster. A certain type of person is on a dating app, and I realized that I'm not that type of person, so I don't get on them no more. And a lot of you are not neither. There are many different ways to find that special someone. Hell, they might be around the corner right now. You never know. What God got for you, He has for you. Don't be impatient and rush to love. It's going to come. That's something that needs to be nurtured and grown like a plant. Guys, take a look at this story, and I must warn you, it's very hard to watch. But it's a lot of things in here that can be used as teaching points. And trust me, a lot of us have been in this position, including me, not to this extreme. But check it out. We'll come back and do what we do.
Well, they met online. A violent fight left both of them bloodied. And today in court, a South Florida woman had a difficult decision to make. Either go to trial and face the possibility of prison time or take a plea deal.
We have to warn you, parts of the video you are about to see are difficult to watch. Investigative reporter Karen Hensel has the exclusive.
Jalisa Edwards was in a Broward courtroom Monday morning,
Ms. Edwards, good morning.
facing charges from a violent night with a man she had met on a dating app.
Prosecutors see him as a victim. How do you see it?
He's not a victim. I don't see him as he's the aggressor.
It was February 25th, 2022. The man you hear lives in this plantation home. The woman knocking is Jalisa. They had just started dating.
We went to his house, we watched a movie, and then we fell asleep for the next day for our date that we were supposed to have the next day. Yeah, so it was a pretty simple night.
But there was nothing simple about what happened the next night after it was clear there was no love connection.
I dropped him off, and then I sat in my car for a few seconds, and I was like, wait, he has my belongings, phone items. I was like, wait, no, I have to get this stuff back.
The man loudly and repeatedly demands Jalisa leave his home. She does not, and they argue about money Jalisa says she is owed from their day at a casino. Watch closely. Just a minute into their argument, he pushes Jalisa. She pushes an appliance off the counter, grabs a knife, drops it, and then this. Jalisa, who did not have her cell phone, sits down at a table.
Get the out of my property. You owe me money, call the police.
They continue to scream at each other, and both hold knives at various times through the roughly 20 minutes of chaos. At one point, the fight moves outside. Jalisa is seen back inside the home first, throwing things around the room. And once he comes back in, the situation goes from bad to worse. Jalisa goes at him with a knife. They fight for control of the knife. that he eventually gets and starts to stab her repeatedly as she begs for help. The video shows him stabbing at her more than 60 times.
I thought I was done. I thought I was gone. I thought about my mom.
Please stop hurting me. Please stop hurting me. I'm so sorry.
He is still on top of her when Plantation police officers rush in. They cuff him, but he was not the one who ended up with a mugshot. She was. The man, who we are not identifying because he is listed as the victim, told police, "I wasn't trying to hurt her or kill her. I just really wanted her to leave my house." Officers wrote he had a severed tendon in his right pinky, and a picture shows a cut on his shoulder.
My pinky could have fully came off.
Jalisa says she had 3 surgeries, got more than 60 stitches on her hands, along with 10 staples in her head.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Broward Public Defender Gordon Weeks says their client was the one fighting for her life.
There is absolutely no justification for that level of violence that he's using towards her.
Back in court, the man's mother said the whole situation could have been avoided.
I hope moving forward that she learns from this. Also, my son, I hope he learns from this.
Jalisa decided not to roll the dice with a jury trial. She agreed to a plea deal of 2 years probation and must complete an anger management program.
It's something that did change my life. It taught me a lot. For one, just walk away.
The Broward State Attorney's Office calls their offer appropriate and fair. Jalisa must still pay restitution for damages done inside the home and his medical bills. Karen Hensel.
All right, guys, that was the video. And I gotta admit, that was very hard to watch. I know y'all probably, that was very cringeworthy. A few things stand out to me in this video. Number one is this. They met, hooked up the first night. She stayed over his crib. Now you seen he had a nice spot. She probably seen the spot. Hey man, this is a reputable dude. House clean, crib clean, very welcoming. I might have found Mr. Right. Whatever the reason why, she stayed overnight. They slept together. First time hooking up. Second day, they was going to stay together. Something came up. She seen he wasn't who she thought he was. Ended it while they was out in the road. He goes in his house. She had possessions she left over there because she felt comfortable. He won't give them back. How many times we seen that? Guys, how many times we seen that? Classic move. So that leads me to believe what? She rejected him. Hey, this ain't gonna work, fam. Sometimes people ain't used to taking no for an answer. Rejection. She knocked on the door. I think they had a heated exchange before he went in that house. Because remember, she said, I sat outside for a while and I thought something must have happened and an argument ensued. He got out the car, stormed in the house. Reason why I say that, did you hear that knock? That's the typical juggernaut knock. Boom, 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 boom. She was knocking on that door like she was the SWAT team. Aggressively. He like, what? He got an attitude. Must have been friction before he went in the house. Anyway, she come in the house. He won't give her stuff, which he was wrong for that. He was really wrong for that. That's a sucker move. Hey, man, if a girl don't want to be with you, let her go. Let her go. Come in the house, bedlam ensues. The dog, when he pushed her, I think he was pushing her out the way for the dog. That dog was out of control. The dog was snapping on him. His dog, that's his dog. It was snapping in his arms and all this other stuff. Dog jumping all around. I don't know if the dog was trying to solve the conflicts. You know, dogs do that. They'll try to stop conflicts when they think you wanted to pack. But anyway, this ain't Wild Kingdom. But check it out. I think he pushed her to get the dog. When he touched her, she just went full juggernaut mode. She ripped up on him. When he grabbed her, did you see her hand? She immediately knew what a knife was. Boom, had it up in the air. Right? She dropped the knife because she seen he had power. And that's one thing, ladies, I'm going to tell you. If a man gives you an out, take it. Call the cops. Do something else. You cannot deal with the strength of a man. And when he enraged and upset, you have no win. I don't know why a lot of these ladies out here still be trying to champion themselves by getting physical with a dude. It never ends well. He grabbed her up that first time, got her face bent. He's showing the power. She's scared, screaming, hollering. He let her go. You should have left. You don't have your cell phone and stuff, but you know where it's at. You could have went outside, knocked on the neighbor's door, went down the street, called the police, parked outside, waited for them to come, and got your stuff. The man repeatedly told you, and this is another thing we hear about, y'all. Guys will tell you, guys will get you out. Get out of my house. Get out of my house. Repeatedly, get out of my house. No. How you gonna tell somebody no? You being standoffish. That right there puts up a wall where you're like, okay, I ain't gonna do nothing. What you gonna do? We look at it like that. Like you challenging us a lot of times. But I'm gonna tell you another thing. She went and sat down, called the police. You had her out. Could have took it. You didn't have to leave, but you could have did something. See, it's always these different avenues we can go down. And I think, sex is a universal language. But sometimes when you give it up too fast to somebody and you realize that you made that mistake, a lot of times people feel cheated. Guys too. And it might not be on a physical level. People come off and act like there's something that they're not. You feel as though you cheated. You cheated because you put your emotions on the line and things happen. I think, honestly, they both should have been charged because he shed blood on her, too, with that knife. Police came in there and saw him. He wasn't, like she said, he wasn't a victim when he turned into an aggressor. She was begging, please. But he still was turned up. You turn a man up, it's hard to turn him off. It's like a dog when they hyper aggressive. You got to get that energy out of them. You see what I'm saying? Luckily, the police arrived in time from the screaming and the chaos. He should have been charged too. Now, luckily, she didn't go to jail. And I think she didn't go to jail because she suffered some really bad injuries. Did you see her hand? He cut her neck. You seen that? She had staples in her head. Man, I hate seeing young people going through this type of stuff. But a lot of that, I think, has to do with the way people was raised. I don't know if either of them, was in a position where they saw their parents fighting or anything like that. But I mean, a lot of times when you see people act like this, they've seen that before. This was nothing but bedlam and chaos that didn't have to be. She's lucky she escaped with her life. And he lucky he escaped with his life. Did you see? He threw the bar stool and hit her in the face. She ate it like it was nothing and came back with the knife on him. And he fell like a dummy. Just fell and she landed right on him. If she was strong enough, it would have been all over for Jehovah. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, neither of them got killed. And he had his mom in there, which made him look weak. You had your mom in there. She said some nice things, though, y'all. Hey, hopefully they both learn from this. She didn't condemn the woman. She didn't condemn because he should know better. Like, if he was my son, I would have laid hands on him. Bro, you stupid. You could have called the cops. In fact, you didn't have to call the cops. Give her her stuff back. I taught you better than that. He'd have got oops upside the head. You know what I mean? But I mean, this is some of the stuff that happened. Man, this is a learning experience. It is. Two young people, she took the plea deal. If she had went to trial, it'd have been a toss-up. She chased him across the street. She was on that ass. You saw that? He put the knife down, but she was on that ass. She was throwing knives like she was a martial artist and everything. It's just, it's upsetting to see people like, acting like that and going through that type of stuff. These are young folk. I don't know. I just think, she was disappointed in him and he was embarrassed about the disappointment. So what he did was he put up a front like, yo, I'm going to tell you something, man. It's a lot of signs of an abuser. But a signs of an abusive man that I usually can see is if you want to leave and a guy won't let you leave, he keeps getting in front of you, or he physically restrains you, but does it under the guise of like trying to hold you and hug you when you're trying to, hey, let me go, let me leave. Them signs of abuse. I don't know why that just hit my head, but it did. But she had that juggernaut trait, boy. I mean, she speaks well, but I mean, all of that crying at the end, and you're not the victim. Y'all both victims of the dumbness. Let's just say that. But leave me a comment. I mean, I want to hear from both sides, men and women. How would you have handled that situation? I would have gave her her stuff back. I would have gave her her stuff back. I mean, it was one point he left the house and she was throwing stuff around the house. I'm like, you could have left mine and got help and came back. It's like we don't use law enforcement for what they're supposed to be used for sometimes. When it's at our disposal, we take the law into our own hands. And you know you have no win against a man. That's a tall dude, too. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And leave me a comment on this, guys. Tell me who you think was wrong. I think they both was wrong. And how would you have handled it, from your, if you're a girl, how would you have handled that as a girl? Would you have did what she did, or would you have did something else? And guys, how would you have handled it as a guy? Me personally, I'd have gave her stuff back. And really, if she had came in the house, she was upset. If he had came clean or whatever it was, it could have been resolved. They still could have had a fruitful relationship. It's just me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.